Now we are going to check the second image. For that, I'm going to go to my switch, and I'm going to change it to 1. Now we are talking in TouchDesigner as a programming platform, and always when we are programming, everything begins from 0, not from 1. That's why if I try to see my first image, that is this one that I have here, I need to put 0 in this parameter. And when I put 1, this is going to show me the second image that I have connected to my switch. So from now, this is something that I want you to understand, that always when we are talking in TouchDesigner, everything begins from 0. Now let's see what we have here in this image. The parameter windows is what we always going to find here in this corner. And all the operators or the nodes, when I select a node, always will show me what are the parameters available for this specific node. Just the node that I have selected. I'm going to turn this. Every time that I see this green light in the border of an operator is because that is the operator that it's being shown in the parameter window. It will change every time that I select. I also can get parameter windows from a specific operator and keep it open. In that case, I just need to go to the operator, make right click, and select the first bottom parameters. This is going to open exactly the same window, but in this case it's a float window, and if I click another operator, this is going to keep open. It's not going to change. The next one that is going to be shown here in the fixed parameter window is just that one that I have selected, but that one that I just opened, it will keep floating and I can interact with it. So this is the way that we can find parameters. Or I can select the operator and with the letter P activate or deactivate this window here that is always fixed. Or I can go to any operator, make right click and click in parameters. Those two are the ways that we can find the parameters of the operators. Okay, now we are going to see deeply what we are going to find here in this window. I'm going to turn on again this, and let's see. This is the first part that we have here in the top. Always we will find the name of that kind of operator. In this case, I have select a movie file in, and the name of the operator is session 2 OP1 material 01. This is the name that I can change, but the type of operator will be always fixed there. I mean, if I just select a bottom, this is going to show me that I have a bottom. If I select a movie file in, it's movie file in. If I select a LFO, this is going to show me that it's a LFO. And the only thing that I can change is the name. I have this row here with those bottoms. The 3, 4 are just information help. If I click in the question sign, is going to bring me information about this specific operator, kind of operator. If I click in the second one, it's going to bring me information about the Python class for that operator. And if I click in the admiral sign, it's going to bring me information about the operator. So let's try it first. I'm going to select this. I'm going to activate the parameter window with P. I will find those 3 buttons here. If I click the first, it's going to show me the label help. And this is always going to be open inside a browser window. In this case, what that thing opened was this web page where talk about bottom component. Now I'm going to click in the second. In this case, it's going to talk about the bottom component, but related with the class. That is something from Python. And if I click the third, is not going to open any website, it's just going to bring this window here with the information related with this specific operator. So it will show the name, the type of operator, how many children has inside, how many times have been cooked, the CPU cook time, the GPU cook time, the cook frame. It's and also it's going to show what is the information about the user interface. In this case is a 50 by 50 pixels button, for example. Those three are the first button in this row, and I will find another, let's count, 1 2 3 4 5 6. In this case, the first that it's a kind of pen is going to show the tags. If I using tags, for example, I can click here, and what it makes is that it will open this field to make any tag. For example, I can make a reference, and this is something that I'm tagging just to make a reference later for any other idea that I will have. The second button is the comment, so I can make here comments, save for the next project for him, for example. I can also use the clipboard way. I can make right click in any of the parameters. For example, right click here and I can see copy parameters. But before that, I'm going to show you. If I click here, we'll see no parameter values have been copied. If I go to any parameter, right click, copy parameter, and I click again, this will show what is the parameter that I have available. So the values, the expression, and the reference. Where is the exactly position of this parameter? And I can use it to put it in another operator with that same capability, for example. I will find later the Python script. This is to change the language that I'm using to make all these interactions. So it's Python or T. Those two languages I can interact with the elements if I'm programming in a most deeply way. And I will also find those two last buttons. The first is the expand. If I click expand, it will open all the parameters that I have inside every main parameter. For example, here in reload, if I position my mouse on top of reload, this plus sign will appear. If I do click there, this parameter has inside two parameters. The first that is this button, and the second that is this pulse button. And it's the same with the rest of the elements. For example, I'm going to bring here a box, for example. And I have size, I have center, rotate, and scale. But every parameter have three different parameters. For example, size is size in X, Y, and Z. The center is also a translation in X, translation in Y, and translation in Z. So if I click in expand, I will get all the parameters available open. And the last will show me just the parameters that have been changed. In this case, I haven't changed any parameter on this specific operator. If I change something here, like now the size is going to be 10 and the rotation here is going to be 5, and I'm going to change this consolidate corners points, and I click the last button that is non-default parameters only, it will show me which parameter I have changed. So it's a easiest way to see what is happening inside a operator and to know what already have been changed, to know how to deal with any problem that it's being solved in that moment. So this is the way that we are going to understand the parameters when we are talking about the behavior with those buttons. We are also after that going to find, depending what kind of operator we are using and also what family is, we are going to find these pages. This is the name of every bottom here. Every element here in this row is called page, and every page has different parameters, and it's divided depend of the function of those specific parameters. So in this case, for example, I have bottom. In the bottom, I can decide what kind of button I want. In the second page is layout, and this is going to change the way that the layout is going to look. For example, I want that the height is not 50, it's going to be 20, for example. So now I change the behavior of my layout. In the panel page, I will change the way that this is going to be related with the rest of the containers, and in that same way I will find different parameters in every page. It's the same here. For example, the play page will show how the controls to change the content. It depends if it's an image or if it's a video. If I change to the page image, is going to be related more with the pixel, with the behavior of the pixel. If I'm going to trim, this is going to cut a specific part of my video if I'm using a video, and all the pages change. It depends with every operator. And all the parameters are every single row that we find here. All of those are parameters. Some of them are just a list, some of them are bottoms, some of them are number fields, some of them are alphanumeric fields, like this one that I can find here, where I can put text and numbers and symbols, or I can just change a state of a bottom from 1 to 0, or I can change in a range of a number. All of them have different behaviors, and it depends of what is the behavior of every parameter that I can make different relations. If I'm trying to change this element depends of a number, I need a number. I cannot put there a text or something. And this is the next theme that we are going to cover, how to make relations between operators.